Hi guys, I'm going to go ahead and explain number 7 through 10 with you. 10 has a typo, so I'll explain that in class. But which equation has no solution? Okay, so this was like the one that, this was the one you had to do for homework. And I know already this is not going to be enough room unless I get lucky and A is the first one. So maybe I'll try A here. Alright, so 4 times, I'm rewriting it because I need to, equals negative parentheses 1 plus 4m. Alright, so now I see distributive. In fact, I see distributive property needing to be done to both sides, so I'm going to make sure I do that. 4 times 1m is 4m plus 4, because 4 times 1 is 4. Bring down the plus 5 equals, now there's an invisible negative 1 here, so I'm going to just make sure I distribute that. Now negative 1 times a positive 1, if it helps you to double check, negative 1 times a positive 1 is a negative 1. Now negative 1 times a 4 is a negative 4, so don't forget the m. Now it's time to box and circle. So box, circle, circle, box, circle. Okay, on the left side, I can combine these. So I have 4m plus 4 plus 5 is 9. And then bring down, you can't combine those, so I'm just going to rewrite those. I'm going to rebox and circle, circle and box. Now boxes before circles, okay, which one would you like to move? Well, I might move this to this side. I'm going to add 4m because it's already negative to begin with. Alright, these eliminate. 4m plus 4m is 8m plus 9 equals negative 1. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it over here. I'm going to box, circle, and then circle. Now, I have a box here. The circles on both sides. I'm going to remove the circles. So I'm going to get this circle away. Minus 9. It's the inverse operation of adding. And then this is going to cancel. I'm going to add these together. So let's just rewrite my equals here. And on the left, I have an 8m left. On the right, negative 1 plus negative 9. So 1 negative plus 9 negative equals, that's not right, something went wrong. I can tell 1 negative plus 9 negative is negative 10. Or you can put negative 1 minus 9, so negative 1 minus 9 is still negative 10. Okay, then we divide by 8 on both sides. M is going to be a number. Negative 10 divided by 8 is negative 1.25, which means this is a 1 solution. Oh darn, so I didn't get lucky with the first one because we need a no solution. This is a 1 solution. Okay, so I'm going to have to try B, and that's where I'm going to have to bring in my new sheet of paper because I know already B's not going to fit there. So, and I'm writing pretty small. B. Alright, so I'm recopying 4 parentheses m minus 1 plus 5 equals 1 plus 4m. Always make sure that you copied it right, because if you copy it wrong, you're doomed from the start. Draw your line. Distribute, distribute. 4 times m is 4m. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Add 5 equals 1 plus 4m. Box, circle, 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 box. I'm going to add those together. Negative 4 plus 5. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. So 4m rewritten, then this became a plus 1 equals 1 plus 4m. Okay, let's box, circle, circle, box. You might notice that these are exactly the same. 4m plus 1 is exactly the same as 1 plus 4m. So it should give you a hint that you're about to get infinite number of solutions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and boxes before circles, so I'm going to subtract 4m, which causes me to subtract 4m here also. And I end up getting a 1 equals a 1. So I have a constant equaling a constant, which is, I need to decide if it's true or false. 1 does equal itself. So this is false, or true, which means it's infinitely many solutions. Which, it's too bad because I needed no solution. So maybe I'll skip down to D just in case. You know, you never know. Watch it be C though. Alright, I'm going to skip down to D in case maybe that's the one. So D, I'm going to put 4 parentheses m minus 1 plus 5 equals negative parentheses 1 minus 4m. Let's hope that this is the no solution. So you have a long line here. 4m, 4 multiplies, distributes to m in the negative 1. 4 times m is 4m, minus 4 plus 5 equals, oh, there's an invisible 1 here, negative 1 times 1, negative 1 times negative 4. Negative 1 times 1, as we said before, negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 4, okay? Negative 1 times negative 4 equals positive 4. So plus, and don't forget your m. Going to rebox and circle. Combine like terms on this side. Negative 4 plus 5 equals 1. So 4m plus 1 equals negative 1 plus 4m. It's looking interesting. Box, circle, circle, box. Boxes before circles. I'm going to get rid of 4m by subtracting 4m. Whatever you do to one side, you got to end up doing it to the like term on the other side. Bam, bam. And then all you're left with on the left side is a 1. On the right side, a negative 1 with an equals between them. Is this true? Because there's no variable, so now you got to determine if this is a true statement. 1 equal to negative 1? No, it's false. Oh, we got lucky finally. I'm glad I skipped C. So D is the no solution. Now I'm going to show why C is not going to be that. So I'm going to move on to C. So C, I have 4 parentheses m plus 1 close parentheses plus 5 equals negative parentheses 1 plus 4m. Let's see what happens. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we got lucky because C is exactly the same as A. So we don't have to worry about that one. C is exactly the same as A. So D is correct. Number 8. Number 8, it says, for which value of A will the equation 5y plus 1 equal 5y minus A? Okay, so we want to find A. Alright, so what you can do is, you can say, well, there's a couple of ways to do this. Maybe the more straightforward way. Well, I'll show you one way to do it. So I'm going to rewrite it down here because it's getting confusing with everything up there. So 5y plus 1 equals 5y minus a. So you want to take this the answer choice, and we want to make sure it becomes infinite number of solutions, which means you should have a constant equaling a constant where it's actually true. So let's see if that happens here. What number will have to go in here so that these will be identical to each other? Alright? So this side has a 5y plus 1. Well, this starts exactly the same way. So you have 5y, which is good. Now this term needs to become a plus 1. Okay, well, let's see. If this says which value of a, so these are all supposed to be potential values of a. So let's put, what if we put 5 in for a? Well, if I put a 5 in here, it becomes 5y minus 5. That is not the same as 5y plus 1. So this is not it. Okay, so let's try putting the next one in. So what if I put a 1 in here? If I put a 1, it becomes 5y minus 1, and that's it. Well, 5y plus 1 is not the same as 5y minus 1, so this is also not correct. Alright, so let's come back. We had a minus a here to begin with. Let's get a negative 1. What if I put a negative 1 here? Okay, well, don't get rid of this minus. That's already originally there. So let's say I plug in a negative 1. Well, this double negative makes it become a positive. So it's going to become positive 1 after you plug this in. And when you do that, you get identical expressions equaling each other, which is going to cause infinite number of solutions. So this is the correct way. That's the correct answer. Now, I saw a student do this, which is kind of cool. So you can try it this way too for a problem like this. If you're saying, hey, I want to figure out what A could be, well, let's try drawing our line. Okay, we can box and circle, box and uh-oh, this is like a cloud. It's something different. Well, it's actually not a cloud because it's representing a constant. So I'm going to go ahead and put a circle there. No. Sorry. Since I don't know what it is, I'm going to put a cloud. We don't know what it's going to represent. So boxes first. Let's subtract the 5y. Okay, and now you're left with the 1 equaling a negative a. Alright, so if I want to know the value of a, I just need to get a by itself. So I'll divide by negative 1 on both sides. So I have a here, and 1 divided by negative 1. 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. A is negative 1, which is what we found out. So this is the way when we plug into our calculators, this is when you want to find it straightforward and use algebra to figure it out. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. Let's try number 9. So I'm going to plug in again. I'm just going to rewrite it here. 3.8y minus b equals 3.8y plus 2. So the reason this is easy is because they both start off the same. So really, I just need to compare these two. Okay, I need whatever number is going to cause negative b to equal 2. I need these to be equal. So let's see. If I put a 3.8 in here, it's going to become negative 3.8 equals 2, and that's not true. So I want infinite number of solutions, which means it's not that one. Alright, so what if I put in a negative 2 in here? Well, there's already a negative weighting, and then if you put a negative 2 in there, this becomes positive. So positive 2 equals positive 2. That's going to give me infinite number of solutions, so this is my answer. Alright, number 10, sorry. Uh-oh. Hold on one second. Okay. So number 10, there was what's it called? A typo. For which value of c? Okay, so we won't worry about this one. Actually, hold on. Yeah, we won't worry about this one, so we'll just leave this one out. You can omit this one, which means skip it. Alright, you got lucky.